Wow, to start off, I am, well, for lately, for however long, I have been raving about, my relationship and the experience of just coming into that particular relationship. And today, I find myself, um, I want to say, at the end of it. I've come to a conclusion that whatever is going on is way beyond anything we can accomplish together. So, but my job is to take the lessons. There are some highlights that I want to point out that I've always pointed out, but just to be within it helps me to more clearly see where the point of everything, how it came to a point. So, one thing I want to say is that in order for, in my mind, for relationships to go that extra mile, I feel like you people have to be curious. They have to have this curiosity of wanting to know how much better things can go. And without that vulnerability, without that willingness to be there, to be present, and to uh, evaluate and reevaluate your own person, not saying you evaluate them and they evaluate you, but to be able to evaluate yourself and reevaluate yourself and to start over for yourself is, um without that, there's really much of anything that can be accomplished, um trying to move forward together. So, staying in love, so to speak, calls for this type of curiosity. You have to want to know. You have to want to be able to allow patience, be able to allow expression, be able to allow clarification, be able to allow a misunderstanding. Sometimes people just get into a position where they don't want to understand. They're not trying to understand. They just want to go one way, and that's the way that they want to go. So doing your own personal grounding, digging under your own personal ground, and having the courage to do these things alongside of someone else. Um, because not only are you looking inside of yourself, you're allowing somebody else to take a peek in. And I think that is scary for a lot of people, and challenging, because the things that we had hold on the inside of us aren't necessarily things we want other people to see. We don't want to show these people. We don't want to share this. And I'm just not that type of individual. I have been because I thought I had to be. But dealing with things in life back to back to back, it really seems like Angel takes no break. I do try to take, that's why I have to force my breaks. But really digging everything up, that may not be a good thing to do, but I dig everything up and I say, look, this is what this is. And so I share it. I share it. And you know, I think it's intimidating. I think it's intimidating for a lot of people. I think a lot of people aren't used to blatant honesty. I don't think people are used to someone saying, "Yes, I was wrong," or "I've changed my how I feel about a certain whatever." And people are used to people just lying. People are used to people manipulating, and people are used to people being deceitful and all of these things, and then coming back to say, "Well, I was wrong." Me, I'd rather be wrong up front. Like, to sit back and reevaluate, it makes no sense to me. Like, we are here right now. We can do this right now. So yeah, that's where I am. And it's like, it's courage. You have to have the courage. You have to be willing to go through, to express, to feel, and to manage all of these things in like a split second. It seems like you have to manage these things in a split second when you don't, but it just seems that way. But in order for things to thrive, that's like the oxygen. Um, to be able to recognize demons, and to be able to recognize demons and, just accept them for what they are. That's just accept them for the position that they play in your life and in someone else's life. So I wouldn't necessarily say a person that has demons is toxic or wrong. It's just a person who is willing to confront those things about them that make them choose differently, because it's all a choice. Staying is a choice. Going is a choice. Being better is a choice. Being worse is a choice. There's not much of anything that is not a choice. It is all a choice. And to choose to stay curious, and to choose to be courageous. Um, it's a choice. You have, and it has, you have to be courageous. I believe courage is the driving force to staying together. And so when we choose the cowardly way, um, we deal with that. We deal with that, and we deal with it our own ways. Uh, we deal with it in our own ways. But the courage to accept where you are and work with that, and dig a little deeper to work with that and continue to work some more, it takes courage, without the excuses also. We have so many excuses. Anybody can choose a number of excuses to say why this didn't work or why this wasn't done. But we have to also take accountability for ourselves. My part is, I know that I fucked up, or I know what I didn't do right, or didn't what I did do that was, is you there's accountability is huge. Accountability is huge. And the it's an old tale that pointing the finger takes you nowhere. Pointing the finger really goes nowhere. No, not far at all. But self-realizing and actualizing where you are just within yourself, outside of a relationship, because as you can see in life, changes come, changes fly by, and you'll always be with you. You will always be with you. So I won't allow myself to say, hey, where are you? Because I'm right here. I'm right here. I always know where home is. I always know where my center is. And I always look for that in a relationship, out of a relationship. But I'm always in a relationship because I'm always with me. I am always with me. And I have to be centered. I have to. There's no other option. There are choices, like I said, but for me, I'm not putting another option out to say, well, you could do this. You don't have to. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be raw. As much as I try to filter, that's not for me. It's for me to be here and be exactly how I am. People don't like it. People don't like my parents. People don't like my voice. People don't like where I live. People don't like what I drive. People don't like the foods I eat. But that doesn't, none of that moves or shakes how I feel. I feel amazing. Going through what I'm going through right now, I still feel amazing because I know that I was there. I was present. Did I mess up? Yes, I did. I absolutely did. But I also made a choice. I made a choice. And my choice was to be exactly who I am without holding back, without cutting corners, without pointing the blame. I still chose to be me, to love me, to respect me, and to make sure I was clear. Now, outside of all of that, I could have worked way harder within the relationship, but I allowed miscommunication and cowardice to consume that connection. I did. Um, so be curious, be curious, be courageous, be curious and be courageous, not only for yourself, but for those that surround you. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay healing.